This is the Realty Classroom Podcast, episode number 45.
Welcome to the show that focuses on helping real estate agents build a bulletproof business plan so that they can sell more properties in less time and live a more fulfilled life.
Are you a real estate agent with an entrepreneurial spirit who wants to turn your job into a business without sacrificing your lifestyle, but you just can't seem to find the right plan to help you get there? Well, then you're definitely in the right place. I'm Danny Griffin, the founder of the Realty Classroom and the host of this podcast. And to help you take immediate action to build a better real estate agent business, I've created a free jumpstart course for you over at freeagentgift.com. Now, come on, all you veterans, don't blow me off. Get in there. You need a good check in on your wireframe. I do it all the time with my own business, and it keeps me honest. And if you're a rookie, this is the right place to start in the right order. Freeagentgift.com. All right, I want to get started here. Last week, we talked about listings marketing, and I want to go a little bit deeper into marketing when it comes to listings and other sundry ways to market around social media marketing. I know it is the hot topic, but it is a topic that when not faced strategically, it could indeed drown the regular everyday real estate agent like me. So I want to make it clear that this week in the mastermind, we invited in an expert, somebody who spends their life, and I say expert, somebody who's working on it like we are, always trying to figure it out, trying to get it right. Alex is a great guy, and he came in, he's managing one of the businesses or the social media portion of one of the businesses for one of my mastermind members, doing a great job and making distinctions because remember, social media marketing is a little bit of the Wild West. There's no real specific rules. However, let's pay attention to these bullet points here today, okay? Number one is that social media marketing, I believe it's a supplement to your face-to-face efforts. Now, think about what I'm saying here. We're all fretting that digital is somehow going to miraculously replace us. Well, if you just try to compete with digital and you start to lose your ability to get face-to-face with people and give them face-to-face and deep guidance, well, then sure, maybe you're feeling the struggle. But really, what I believe is that I'm excited about social media marketing as a way to get my voice out there directly with people. And again, on this podcast, you know what the power of voice means as you listen to me teach you here. But what about video as well? I'm recording this as we speak so that you can see me talking about this. So I can't get face-to-face quickly without first introducing myself via some of these marketing channels that exist today. Now, remember, back when it was all about the telephone and you had to get on the phone or even door knocking and getting out there to get what? Face-to-face. It's still the endeavor. You're not going to get somebody to list with you until you get there. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to talk in absolutes. I do believe some people might, if they see you online or you Skype them or you have some sort of FaceTime opportunity to get face-to-face, sure, that kind of digital face-to-face might replace it for somebody who's an out-of-state owner. I get it. But I want you to keep that concept. It's a face-to-face relationship business. So that social media marketing should be considered a supplement to that, something that lifts up your ability to get face-to-face rather than us running over to social, drowning in it, and forgetting why we're even doing it. We're doing it because we want to get face-to-face with sellers and buyers, and if you're recruiting, agents. So it's a great way to use these platforms. But that's the next point here. Which of all of these social media marketing platforms gives you the best traction? And I, piggybacking last week's podcast, want to talk about gives you the best traction for listings. I'll keep repeating this theme. This is a listings-based business. I have zero problem with the buy side. In fact, I've done an enormous amount of buy-side deals in my career. But when it comes to giving you advice of what I know today, I want you to understand that these platforms are fabulous for talking about listings so that you can get face-to-face with more potential sellers and tell them what your strategy is to help them list and sell their house. So which platform really does help you the best? Now, I'll just leap into Facebook because Facebook has an enormous amount of usage. I know some people say it's trending up, but look, let's just suffice to say, in your localized decision to make a marketplace of, say, 100,000 people, and that's what Alex suggested to us, is that from a digital standpoint, a geography of 100,000 people is a viable Facebook market. Now, what I'll tell you to do is go even further and say, now go into MLS, take a look at MLS and see, did you see at least a transaction a day? That's times 2 number of sides, maybe rounded up to 1,000. So somewhere between this marketplace that has 100,000 people living there, and that might be too broad. It might not be broad enough. I don't know. I would relate it to MLS. But where are people living digitally? We know with postcards and direct mail exactly where they are, and all those medium are still alive and well. I use them very aggressively to this day. But now I have to go over to social and say, well, how can I also leverage social? And so I look at these platforms, and for me, the decision is first to become very good at Facebook. And I know that Instagram is up and coming when it comes to just attention and traffic. So I have to pay attention there. And the convenient thing is Facebook owns Instagram, so I can start to cross-platform. Then, of course, there's always YouTube, which is very, very strong when it comes to video marketing. But you have to choose a platform and study it, and then understand, how does it really work? So what we learned yesterday that I'll share with you is that most social media marketing managers have a very high focus on reach. And then from the reach, they have a very high focus on engagement. Why? Think about that. Just makes flat out sense, right? Facebook wants you to get on there and be social. Yes, be out there and be social and try to reach as many people with the message. And again, everybody's clear now. It's also an ad platform, but reach out, give inside information about how our business works, give property information, and you can reach a lot of people. Now, the metric that I heard was 10,000 people in a week, and hopefully about 20% of those people will engage in some way. Go study what that means. And why it was discussed with us as to being important is because it kicks in that algorithm thing or majiggy that all of a sudden accelerates your ability to reach people. So understand that platform and why you're on it to begin with. And please, from me, remember listings. Okay. Next is, okay, great. So now we want to talk about strategic approach, which is near and dear to my heart and critically important. So what are we digitizing and putting on, for example, on Facebook, trying to reach people with? Listings. Hello, there it is, right? And so you have all these opportunities to post just listeds, just solds, open houses, okay? All of those orientations of a listing. And I know a lot of you will say, but I'm new, or I don't have any listings. Borrow one. Or ask permission from a for sale by owner, an expired property. Great way to make an entree in, or borrow one from one of your fellow agents who really doesn't have the time to social media market, and ask permission to put up a post about being just listed, just sold, or open. Right? And I'm not going to dive down into how to on the Facebook platform. There are plenty of smart people out there. There are plenty of YouTube videos, etc., that you can go and learn how to do any of this as far as strategy is concerned. But remember, get something up about listings, and whenever possible, use video. People and platforms love video because people really engage in it. I'm not saying that static pictures on a carousel aren't as interesting, but if you make it easy on the consumer on social platforms to consume it, and you make it interesting, video, 59 seconds, he said, because of Instagram and the ability to use that on all the other platforms, you just cut yourself a nice 59-second video. And what I mean by that is you can even take still pictures and send them out to Upwork and have somebody put some movement and some branding, and you're done. It's so easy to do. So when you just list that property, turning still pictures into a video is easy. And just telling people, hey, I just listed this. And especially if you can tie it back to another digital platform, AKA your website, then you want to do so that people come off of social and then they go and see your prowess on a digital platform. Okay. Just a little wink, wink. I ended up in the website business. We have a company that we've just started. It's in beta. Keep an eye out for it here. It's called RealtyCast. We have a great partner that I said, look, I'm sick and tired of not being able to connect my social media to my website and show people my digital prowess. So let's go. So we built one, and keep an eye on it coming soon. But next is there's also the opportunity to talk about the market updates. Why are we not discussing with people in our neighborhoods that we want to cover what's going on in the marketplace? What's the first thing everybody asks you once you say you're a real estate agent? Hey, how's the market? You want to put that stuff up on social, and that's a great place to quote unquote hijack the information and tell people. Put the little selfie stick in front of you, the gimbal, the fancy gimbal, and put it in front of you and say, hey, here's how the market's doing. Post it and spread it around that marketplace of 100,000 people. And then lastly, of course, as we move off of what they want, because people want listing information, they want videos of listings, what they're curious about, market updates, now give them a little dose of what they need. Grab the orientation to, we have it here and we talk about it all the time, the seller tips. What are the 7 steps that you want to talk about with your community about how to prepare a listing for sale? What are the tips, in other words, okay? Get in front of the camera once a week and give a tip. So there you go. Just listed, just sold, open house, market updates and tips. It's enough. It's enough. Get it up there and get it up there at a regular cadence. Again, if you want to really elevate your game and you're ready to hire a social media manager, they're going to post a lot and they're going to stay out there to increase that reach and kick in that algorithm. But for all of you, you can do that yourself today. Lastly here, last point I want to make is become the local real estate expert in your neighborhood. And I think that's just a positioning that if you think about, okay, I want to do business really badly in this area. I've heard now that there's 100,000 digitally is a good size market. Danny's told me at least a transaction a day and maybe a little bit more so that there's 2 times the size. Sounds like a viable place to be. But just get in there, and by digitizing all the stuff we talked about, especially the market updates and the tips, you can now start to also become the neighborhood celebrity. If you do this in a regular cadence, you don't need all 100,000 people. You need a small conglomeration of them to pay attention to you, to hear you, and to want to engage and share your knowledge with people. And that's when you can also be a good steward of the neighborhood. I don't recommend that this is first, but now if you have friends or VIPs in that neighborhood and you want to add some interviews about the neighborhood or what's going on and keeping people up to the date, people are busy. They'll appreciate that last add-on, okay? So becoming that local real estate expert. So let me go back and summarize this. We had a really interesting week about social media marketing. And what I took away was, number one, something I believe in, that social media marketing is a supplement to help you get face-to-face with sellers and buyers. And if you're recruiting agents, so it's just a supplement. It's not some kind of primary throw the baby out with the bathwater. You have to understand that your desire is to engage on social so you can get face-to-face. Next, understand the platform and why you're on that one. Don't just let the tail wag the dog and, I heard Instagram is better than YouTube and Pinterest is pretty cool. Choose one that makes sense. My recommendation is, why wouldn't you start with Facebook? Because it's a true virtual community and they want us to do this and engage people. Just understand how their algorithm works with reach and engagement. That's very important to them because that keeps people using their platform. Play their game the way that they want you to play it. And do that with the next point by digitizing just listed, just sold, open houses, market updates, and start with seller tips is my recommendation. And then ultimately, you can really start to become the local real estate expert in your neighborhood and a celebrity by getting out there and communicating on camera with people and posting that as well. Okay? So let me just chunk this up. That the key point here I want to get across today is that to leverage social media marketing for real estate, you must understand how these platforms really work and then develop a simple strategic approach and stick to it. Okay? Remember, you can take an immediate action and get started in the right direction with our free video course over at freeagentgift.com. Now, this thing is on demand, and it is the very wireframe from which I teach mastermind level members and new agents. It doesn't matter. Freeagentgift.com is my give back to get you started in the right direction. Whether you want to use us or not in any other capacity is fine with us. We just want to be a good steward of information, okay? And of course, if you like what you learned here, then we'd appreciate it if you would share these insights. You'd engage us and bring other entrepreneurial real estate agents just like you right here so they can find their way to join us. And of course, don't forget to subscribe or follow us on whichever platform you're listening, and a positive review or a comment, anything. Show me you're alive out there and I'll engage you, okay? We also broadcast our live sales training on Facebook every Friday at 1 o'clock EDT. Hint, 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 hint. Come on down. And remember to like our page so you get the notifications. Hey, thanks for listening. I'm certainly humbled to serve you and give back to the industry that's been so good to me. We'll see you in the next episode. Thanks.
You've been listening to The Realty Classroom with Danny Griffin. Join us next time to continue learning how to build a smarter real estate agent business plan that helps you live a more fulfilled life.